As we're all transitioning over to online courses, a colleague of mine asked me to share some of my experiences and some of the tips I've got for creating online lecture content. Now, I'm far from being an expert at online instruction. These are just really things I've picked up over time from having taught online, and I use these both in my online courses and in my face-to-face instruction with students as additional resources. So one of the things that I've picked up over time is that there are many people out there that do specialize in this and that are working with the new technology that's out there, and they're the ones that have shared most of these tools with me. One of those tools I want to go ahead and share with you is actually the one I'm using to record this video. Screencast-O-Matic is a screen recorder software that allows you to actually see the cursor, and so you can see as I'm moving around. So this is fantastic for teaching students different, if they need to be able to see what you're clicking within a software while you're recording it, you can record your screen as you go. All it takes is go ahead and click on the orange button. It'll walk you through a process to get you to a very, very easy to use interface that allows you to go ahead and record what you're seeing on the screen with audio while you're going. Just requires a microphone to get up and going on this. But most of us are going to start from our existing lecture file, which this is likely going to be in PowerPoint format. Many of us use this in a support role or as a something that is an artifact that students can use for notes and studying after the lecture period. But again, whether you're working in PowerPoint or you're working in another format, there are lots of ways to kind of pull back to just the core slides, the core things you want to talk about, and really simplify the video back to what is it I need to engage the students in, what types of questions am I answering. Others can probably speak more to how you develop that content and refine that in a much more accessible way than I can, because I just do it the way that I'm comfortable with. And so what you'll see here is just 3 PowerPoint slides within a presentation, and I want to go ahead and associate audio with each one of these. Well, what I did is I just went ahead and downloaded the voice recorder app. These are available both from the Microsoft Store, but also from Apple. It doesn't really matter. This is just like the simple application that allows you to record audio. It's it used to come standard on all machines before we went over to apps. And so what it allows you to do is actually go ahead and jump in and just create a quick audio file. And so you can see right now I'm recording a simple introduction. It's an opportunity to welcome the students into the PowerPoint slide, to hit on the highlights. These are the types of questions I want you to be able to answer when we're done here today, right? But whenever you're done with this, you go ahead and stop recording, and it's going to generate a recording for you. You can right-click on it, open the file location. You can actually see where it's at. For me, I almost always go ahead and label them with whatever lecture I'm working on. So lecture on geodesign, and then I put the slide number that goes with it. So it's important to be done with your PowerPoint before you start recording the audio, because it's just an organizational thing. But once you've done that, we can actually go back into PowerPoint, and PowerPoint allows you to go ahead and drop in audio. And so you'll see, I'm going to go ahead and just drop in the audio file I just created, and drag it out of the way of the content. And then the last thing you need to do is just tell it that when you want it to start automatically. I almost always hit rewind after playing. It's just how I prefer to listen to them. And so at this point in time, you go through and do this for each one of your slides, as I've done here. You can see an audio clip with each one of these. This is when you can go ahead and save this, put it up on your learning management system, and the students can go in, click presentation mode, and as they click from each slide to the next slide, it's going to actually go ahead and play the audio that we just recorded. There is one other option that I do want to make you aware of, though, is that PowerPoint does allow you to actually go ahead and turn this into a video. Now, I would suggest, especially as we're all worried about bandwidth, that you go ahead and use HD 720 as a starting point. If that's not good enough, you can always come back and redo this from the same file. You go ahead and click Create Video. It's going to create a video file that you can go ahead and upload to your learning management system. That process here in Blackboard is relatively simple. You just go in and you say, I want to upload a video. You're going to give it a name, so video test, and go find your video. And so any one of those videos, just go ahead and drop those in, click submit. It's going to go ahead and process this, and away you go. The other thing I will tell you is the great thing about Screencast-O-Matic is that you can actually also go ahead and upload directly back to your, if you have a YouTube channel, which if you have a Google account, you have a YouTube channel that you can go ahead and start working with. I prefer that method primarily because it allows me to actually keep track of all of my online video content, and then I can come in and actually organize the channel and organize it into different playlists within my channel. I think it's a great resource for my students and others that are out there. But again, these are just kind of the simple introductory ways of pulling this together. But I'd encourage you to just play around with it and see what works for you, leverage your university resources, and see what we can go ahead and bring together to support our students.